This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here at 17 News at Noon. I'm Maddie Jansen, in today for Elena, and we begin with some breaking news out of Shafter. A deadly plane crash. It happened this morning just before 11 a.m. The Minterfield Airport District Manager confirms the single-engine plane appears to have experienced engine failure shortly after takeoff, killing the pilot. The plane crashed about half a mile northwest of the airport. The manager said the pilot was preparing for the Reno air races. He said it was a yak plane known by the race name Checkmate. Shafter police and other emergency crews are on scene. We have a news crew on scene as well, and we'll bring you more information as we get it on our website, kget.com. Also new at noon, the man suspected of shooting and killing a local correctional counselor and Navy veteran has been arrested. Benny Alcala Jr. was shot and killed last week while charging his car at the Shops at Riverwalk in southwest Bakersfield. Bakersfield police arrested Robert Purnell Roberts around 11:45 p.m. last night on South Real Road, south of California Avenue. Court records show Roberts has prior convictions for robbery, burglary, vandalism, and taking a vehicle without the owner's consent. Alcala's family has released several statements since the shooting, remembering him and thanking law enforcement and the community for their support. Alcala worked with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation from 2006 until his death. A man's behind bars after an hours-long standoff in Delano led to his arrest. Delano and McFarland police officers, along with SWAT team members from the Sheriff's Department, responded to the home on 19th Place near Inyo Street around 5:30 last night. McFarland Police Chief Kenny Williams said a man was arrested. He was said to be a person of interest in a deadly shooting last month. Law enforcement closed off nearby streets during the standoff and surrounded the home. That man was eventually taken into custody around 9:30 p.m., 4 hours after the standoff began. Chief Williams did not identify the suspect, but told 17 News he is a person of interest in a deadly shooting that happened August 16th in McFarland. Wildfire news now, and crews continue to make progress on the route fire burning in Castaic. Containment now at 37%. The fire has burned just over 5,200 acres as of this morning's update. That's holding steady from yesterday morning. Sadly, at least 2 homes have been destroyed. One of the homes belonged to Castaic resident Chris Burkhead, who lost his trailer and his 15-year-old dog, Honeybee.
I'm just kind of taking this all in right now. It's kind of devastating. I think I'm still in shock. I miss my dog like crazy. I can't believe what happened. I can't believe what happened, man.
Firefighters have had to contend with the extreme heat, with 7 firefighters suffering heat-related injuries. Captain Mark Serby and his strike team from Pismo Beach have been on the front lines dealing with these 113-degree temperatures.
It's tough. It's hot. You're sweating a lot. It's it definitely it takes its toll on you. Staying hydrated, keeping the guys, making sure they got enough work rest periods to. We don't want any heat-related emergencies or issues with my crews.
All of the injured firefighters are believed to be in good condition. Another flex alert has been issued for today. A flex alert is put in place as a hedge against possible blackouts. The state's power grid operator calls on all Californians to voluntarily cut back on electricity use at home and work between 4 and 9 p.m. Governor Newsom said Wednesday that he was declaring a state of emergency, which will allow for a temporary increase in energy production. PG&E has some tips for you to help save on your bill and use energy in a good way during this blistering heat wave. The company says cool down your home in the morning and then adjust your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher in the afternoon hours, and especially during that flex alert. If you leave your home, they say to turn off your AC completely. PG&E also suggests replacing air filters monthly, closing shades in the afternoon, and avoiding using the oven to cook. If you have access or you don't have access to air conditioning, cooling centers are open when temperatures are forecast to be 105 or higher in the valley. And don't forget the pets. Veterinarians say you should pay extra attention to animals during this heat wave. Make sure your pet has cool, fresh water. If the pet has to be outdoors, make sure they have shade. If your pet is showing signs like excessive panting, discolored gums, or mobility problems, get them to a vet. And check out their paws as well. If they leave sweat prints on the ground, that is another sign that owners need to seek immediate veterinary care. Well, you can get on the Get Bus today for free. Golden Empire Transit says they're offering free rides all day due to the poor air quality. The air quality index is forecast at 151 today, which is considered unhealthy for everyone. Get says Bakersfield residents are encouraged to ride its fixed routes and on-demand paratransit all day free of charge. However, Get's on-demand microtransit is not free. Making news around the nation, the August U.S. jobs report was released this morning, showing an increase of 315,000 jobs last month. This is the 20th straight month the United States has added jobs. Unemployment went up slightly, now at 3.7%, as 344,000 more people are unemployed. The job market is a large part of the economy, a large reason why the economy has not been labeled yet officially as in a recession.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Americans can now access thousands of dollars to make their homes more energy efficient. This is through the recently passed Inflation Reduction Act. Advocates say low and middle income Americans can get that money to install home efficiency upgrades like heat pumps, insulation, and electrical wiring, plus a 30% tax credit for installing solar panels and energy efficient windows, doors, and appliances. Those opposed are questioning if small savings on energy justify the high cost of the upgrades, but supporters say the savings will be helpful to those who are already planning to replace aging and broken systems. The CDC signed off on updated versions of Pfizer, BioNTech's, and Moderna's COVID boosters, allowing vaccinations to begin. The updated boosters target the highly contagious BA.5 subvariant, the strain responsible for nearly 90% of new cases in the U.S. The Biden administration's urging all eligible people in the U.S. to get the new booster as part of its fall booster campaign. The modified shot will be the only booster available for teens and adults moving forward. All right, sports news now. Bakersfield College getting ready for its first home game of the season, and TV 17 will be there to bring you all the action. The Renegades are taking on the LA Pierce Brahmas at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. TV 17 will broadcast the game in its entirety. Before kickoff, Sports Director Taylor Schaub is hosting his 30-minute pregame show called Taylor's Tailgate. Should be a ton of fun. Schaub will be joined by our play-by-play analysts with more on what to expect out of the Renegades this year, exclusive interviews, player profiles, and more. It all kicks off at 6:30 tomorrow on TV 17. We hope you can join us then. The game was moved back. It was originally set for 6, moved back though to 7 due to the heat. So again, tomorrow, 6:30, tune into TV 17 for all the action.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group.